Hello, hello. Good evening, everybody, and well, happy Monday. The start of another week. I do hope you're all keeping very well this evening. We've a lot of people here. Hello. So, our plan for tonight. Yes, we have a plan. That intro's kind of just, yeah, isn't it? I like to think so. So, our plan. Before we say hi to all the lovely peoples, we're on the ground here over in Enniskillen, Echo Golf Alpha Bravo. We're going to be doing an evening flight across the north of Ireland. We're going to tip over to the Isle of Man, and then hopefully, all going well, we're going to do a night approach into Dublin City and land at Dublin Airport. I love a plan. So it's going to be Han Solo or Johnny Solo until we get over to Newton Ards. Then we'll open it up to multiplayer. You guys are more than welcome to join in. Just remember, in relation to the multiplayer, we have two rules. I hate having rules. Life is full of them. The first rule, of course, is don't be an idiot. And the second rule is, if you are going to fly with us, be sure that you're only using the stock aircraft and liveries or skins. Because if you use something of a third party or custom nature, it breaks my sim. And I have to take off from an undisclosed airport that I can't tell you about. So yes. Time to say hi to some peoples. Dainty is here, good evening to you, as is Philip Breen. Ben McClure is here as well, good evening to you, Ben. Keane Lafford, how's it going, Keane? Lucy Marshall is here as well, as is Mark O'Gorman, good evening to you. Kendra is here as well. Stephen Coughlin, welcome aboard. Ivan is here, good evening to you, Ivan. Irish Joe Portleash, watching us over on Twitch, good evening to you, Joe. Happy Monday, dude. Lucy says, I have to go, my phone is going dead. Oh no. Take care and have a safe flight, hopefully I'll catch you later. No problem, Lucy, you take it easy out there. Nissan Dory is here. Crack. The crack is good, my friend. Happy Monday. Philip Breen says, we're going to be flying over my house tonight. Awesome. Now, Philip, I hope you cut the grass and everything is looking clean and nice. I hope so. Ailerons into the wind. Have a great one, lads. Unfortunately, won't be out tonight. I've just got back from a training course. With the Isle of Man, watch the winds if running live weather. Have a safe flight. And see you soon. Ailerons into the wind. Thank you all so much for... Thank you all. Thank you for your lovely comments. We did a flight on Saturday. Saturday. Vive la France. And we went up to Courchevel. And it got crazy. It got real crazy. But it's all good crack. Ed Reed is here as well. Good evening to you, Ed. Hope you're keeping well. Mal Walsh. How are you, my dude? Happy Monday. As is Daza T. Arab. Good evening to you, Daza. I hope you're keeping well. Dainty says, waves, glow sticks. Oh, yeah. Samantha is here as well. Good evening. As is Piat Laras. Hi there, he says. J.E. is here. Good evening to you. Kenneth Naughton has rambled in, saying good evening, Murph. Good evening to you, Kenneth. I hope you're keeping well, dude. Aidan Darley Aviation is here as well. He says, evening, Murphy. Are you well this Monday evening? All is well, my friend. I have a crick in the neck. Do you ever get a crick in the neck? I kind of had it on... when did I get it? I'm going to say Friday. And it got positively worse on Saturday. And then yesterday, my day off, I've been playing Crusader Kings 3. Only because I'm kind of intrigued by it. And I started playing it yesterday. And I stayed in this position for several hours. Only to realise then that I was walking like the great Neanderthal for most of today. It's really funny driving. Because if you come to a T-junction, I can look this way, no problem. But this way, it's just like... Okay, there's not coming. Yeah, it's excruciating, but it's all in good fun. I should hope. Scott Voigt is here as well. He says, woohoo, evening to you, y'all, or afternoon here in the US of A. Good evening to you, Scott. He says, crap, no idiot, guess I may have to leave. How did you get on with the cadets, Scott? I saw you were busy with them. Papa Joe B is here. He says, a little late, but I made it. Good day, Murph. Good day to you, Papa Joe B. Bulkhead X is here. Haven't seen him in a while. Good evening to you, sir. I hope you're keeping well. Philip Breen says, and the third rule is, don't crash into my house in Bangor, please. We shall see. Ireland Ski is here. He says, hi all. 1 day down, 4 to go. Jim Oates is here. He says, good day, everyone. Happy Monday. Good evening to you, Jim. Good day to you, sir. I hope you're keeping well. Patrick Cullen is here as well. Hello, Patrick. Chippy A. Good evening, Murph and chat. Hello, Chippy A. Spaceman11 is here. I think you were with us on Saturday night doing the Courchevel landings, I believe. Nissan Dory says, I'm from Bangor as well. 2 bangers don't make a right. I was going to do a joke. It doesn't work. Kieran Nile is here as well. He says, hello, Murphy. Happy Monday. I thought he was going to say, hello, Monday, happy Murphy. Or happy Murphy. Anyway, it's grand. Kane Lafford reports only 245 days to the Eurovision. It's getting close. Kane, I can feel the suspense. Cockney John is here as well. Good evening to you, Cockney John. He says, hi, Murph. Hope you're well. Gabriel Dillon is here. He says, hi, Murph. Just got the game today. Will need a lot of practice before I join, as I have no idea how this flying lark works. Gabriel, that's quite okay. The only way to learn, my friend, is jump in at the deep end. We'll kind of help you along. It's like that scene out of Top Gun. You're too low, Coog. You're too low, Coog. But it's grand. Mark Dixon is here as well. Good evening to you, sir. We're on the ground here in Enniskillen. We're going to head over to Newtownards, then the Isle of Man, and then Dublin. As, well, Siri thought I was talking to... Be quiet. Silence! Anyway, Waltons is here as well. Haven't played CK3, but lost hours to CK2. I downloaded CK2 months ago, and I was just like, I'm not qualified to play this game. But this one I'm having a bit of fun with. You should look it up. It's pretty cool. Ethan Short says, good evening, Murph. Have you seen the Aircore new PC12s? I have. They look awesome. Really nice. Gop Slayer is here as well. Howdy, Murph. Hope you're doing well. Very well, my friend. Cody 205 is here as well. Edry says, a crick in my entire body, old man. Brett Johnson is here as well. He says, good day, Murph from Texas. Hello from Ireland. I hope you are keeping well, Brett. Went well with the cadets, says Scott, getting old to keep up with a bunch of teens. It's grand. Samuel Dye says, the wife loves watching your stream while I fly. She says, you're a nice young man. Well, thank you, Samuel Dye. And thanks to your wife. I'm flattered and not at all embarrassed. Tasty beverage for this evening. We're sticking with the Dingle Gin. Be careful buying that stuff. Or buy it in smaller bottles. There's quite a lot in it. We shall see. Shane McGlinchey is here. Hello from Derry. Good evening to you, Shane. I hope you're keeping well. Kieran Nile says, hello, Murphy, again. Hello again, Kieran Nile. Echo India is here as well. Tam has rambled in, holding a pint of Guinness, saying, good evening, Murphy. Unless, of course, you don't drink Guinness, in which that just didn't work. So, yes. As everyone else's Siri activates. Could you imagine? I wonder if you turned up... No, I think it's voice, as in, like, you need to know your own voice. I don't know. Merlin Flyer is here as well. Good evening to you. Happy Monday. Dickiebow123, well, Murph, new viewer, hoping to have a new PC build by January, and hopefully I'll get to join in on some of the flights then. You are more than welcome to it, my dude, and you're very welcome along to the channel. Kenneth Norton says, you did say Coronado 182 okay earlier, Murph. Correct and right. The 182 is okay for the flight. So I was doing it on Sunday, before I started playing the other game. I was trying to figure out why the sim keeps crashing, and I've narrowed it down to 2. One is a server issue with an overload, and if that's the case, there's nothing I can do about it. And the other one is to do with custom or third-party liveries or models, or, you know, if you're porting over some of the old legacy stuff. That breaks the whole thing for me. So let's hope we don't do any breakages. We should see. Kane Lafford says, speaking of wives, did Mrs. Murphy get her box of chocolates? She did, many thanks, and flowers. I had to go out early Sunday morning. And it was funny because even the guy in the shop, because I kind of went in walking like this because my shoulder was sore after just like waking up. And, you know, the flowers and the chocolates, and he's like, do something wrong, did we? I was just like, shut up. It was grand. Bartman7490 is here. Time to relax after a hard day at the office. I couldn't agree more. Walton says, that 757 spy raid last week was really interesting. Not seen anyone play X-Plane before. It looks incredibly complex. Yeah, so 757 Spy, a great channel. I've been watching him on Twitch for ages, lurking usually in the background. And he's a retired weather man or weather presenter, and he did radio work as well. He's also a very good author. He has a number of different books out. And I figured out how to kind of fly the 757, naturally enough, by watching his streams. But a really, really nice guy. So I strongly recommend you guys to check him out. So with that said... Oh, it's kind of loud down here. So we're back in our old trusty steed, the Cessna 172. And our tail number for today is Echo India Victor Oscar India. It wouldn't allow me to put in the GT, so a nod of the head or a tip of the cap to Scott Voigt, one of our astounding supporters here on the channel. For all the help and support that he gives. So before we get going, there are a number of people I need to thank. Apart from all the wonderful crew over on Twitch, for which we have many, many subscribers. Thank you all so very much. I also want to say thank you to Andy Shaw, Neville Johnson, Philip Breen, Sticky Rice 82, Shivam, and Ludos. Thank you all so very, very much for supporting here on YouTube. And then a slightly louder but equally thankful thanks to Jim Oates, Scott Voigt, Davidia Crusader, and a new member, Brian Spain. Thank you all so very, very much. Much. I was getting mushy there. I saw what I did. Did you see what I did? I've been working on a new accent over the weekend as well, and I'm waiting for Bad Dog to show up because I want to say he's not a bad dog. You know, what's his name? Owen Wilson? He's a great dog. Really great dog. I've been trying to do his accent for a while, so we shall see. Bola is here as well. Yo, let's go, he says. BJ here from Nigeria. Good evening to you, sir. I hope you're having a nice day. I think the time is actually similar in Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken, or you could be an hour ahead of us. I'm unsure. Ben McClure says, how's life? Life is well, my friend. How is you? How is your life, Ben? I hope you're keeping well, my dude. So yes, so we're in the old trusty Cessna. So we're going to get this started up. And I've noticed my screen is a little bit jittery or juttery. So if it's doing things it shouldn't, just let me know. SK Sun says, you have clearly fallen in love with this plane, as have I. I really have. And I have a couple of hours in the real machine of this. And kind of, it's not as nice and as clean, and it has a different kind of a, I was going to say headboard, but you know, the main panel is a different colour. And it definitely doesn't have all this GNS goodness going on. But it's kind of the same. I think there's a carpet. Yeah, there is a carpet in it. I think. Philip Breen says that's pretty good. Time is 18:18 in Nigeria. Yeah, same as here.
Hey, good money.
How did we possibly know? As Aero Rocket has just subscribed. Many thanks, Aero. Really appreciate it, my dude. GMac904 is here. He says hi. I am a bit late? Question mark. No, you're quite okay, GMac. All is good. I forgot to tell you this, Murph, but I have a new emotional song. It's called Tipperary Girl by Daniel O'Donnell. By Daniel O'Donnell. That's the new emotional song. Don't forget, if the internets do decide to play up tonight, or if indeed, well, I break the sim, or you break the sim, fear not. I will endeavour to get back online, and failing that, if I can't use the sim, I'll just come back online for a chat. And sure, you can ask me questions, sim related, of course.
That's a big 10 for good buddy.
Ethan Short has become a member as well. Many thanks, Ethan. Really appreciate it, my dude. Thank you all so very, very much. Happy Monday. But yeah, so depending on the drink, I could get personal, as in what's your favourite colour and such. It's black and red, by the way. It's on my chair in case. And that's not purple behind me, although I do kind of like purple, but not in that way. We shall see. It's a pity Galway Airport is closed, but thank God the Galway Flying Club is here to keep me going up there, says Aidan. 100%. Microsoft Flight Sim will look awesome with a GTX 90 or 3090. It absolutely will, dude. It absolutely will. Colonel Fork 85 is here. Steam gauges are better than the G1000 in my unprofessional opinion, he says. Christian asks, have you ever tried the G1000 in real life? It's so good. as Flight Sim Team is now following. Many thanks, my dude. Happy Monday to you. I have tinkered with a G1000, but not whilst flying. I played around one sitting on the ground, and they are immensely handy. Yes, it takes a lot of stress and multitasking away from the pilot because, well, kind of like everything is there on the one screen, and I do like them in real life, but I just like the steam gauges. I don't know what it is. I like the finer things in life, you might say. Favourite colours? Red, white and blue, says Ed. Budweiser. They're pretty good colours, Ed. I'm not going to complain with them. Ethan says, first time becoming a member of anyone. Really enjoying your streams over the past month or so. Well, Ethan, thank you so very, very much. That's kind of cool. I best not go into it any further because we're trying to keep this somewhat family orientated. But many thanks for me being your first. But yes, Kristen says, if you want to try it out, let me know. Cool. You're up Galway direction. Nice one. Gianluca is here. Ciao. Hope you're keeping well, dude. Okay, enough of this jibber jabber. Get some lights on here, please, Murphy. We don't actually need the floodlights. We're kind of okay with that. Little pedestal light there. Looks fairly good. I was the same as Ethan, says Philip Breen. Well, I brag. Really great, super great, great followers, amazing, best ever. On a serious note, thank you all so very much, though. First time for everything, says Ethan. Killian is here as well. Why do I need to set up my joystick with Microsoft Flight Sim 20 when on X-Plane it's automatically set up? That is a good question. Depending on your software, there might be drivers you might need to update for the sim. Look into that. But Killian, if you do have any hassles in the castles, my friend, do be sure to jump over to Discord. Hang on there now when I type it in. Rumble over to Discord. If you have any problems or headaches, just ask the question. And it could be the case that we can export one of our controller files. If we're using the same hardware, you can download it or we can email it onto you and then just upload it. And job's a good one. Joseph Gambino is here. He says, hi Murph, greetings from New York City. Greetings from Ireland, Joseph. I hope you're keeping well, my dude. Agent Ice 007. Top of the evening, Murph. Top of the evening, Agent Ice. I hope you're keeping well. Happy Monday. It's one of them nights. Aidan Darley Aviation says, Murph, I have a joke. Paddy and Murphy were on a plane. Paddy asked Murphy, if the plane turns upside down, would we fall out? And Murphy says, no, we should still be friends. But very good. Okay, that's not getting us kind of airborne. So we need to do a bit of airborne stuff. So mixture set to rich. About a 1/4 inch on our throttle here. Turn on our fuel pump. We're looking for a positive read, which we got. We're going to say clear prop. Johnny, just avert your eyes, Johnny. Clear prop. We have a good start on our engine. Go ahead now, turn on our avionics. We should get a little beep here in a couple of seconds, usually 4 to 5 seconds for this to... Right now. Bing. There should be. We'll go ahead and put our transponder onto standby. Our transitional altitude is going to be 3,000. According to the charts, we can actually go up as high as 4,500 feet out to the Isle of Man, which is kind of groovy. So we'll make sure that our heading and all this good stuff is synced into position. That's what we need. Bola says, the dev said helicopter updates are coming to the Microsoft Flight Sim. Yes, they are. We're just waiting. Patiently. Does anyone ever use those pushback carts? Yeah, sometimes, but like they are a little bit buggy. The guys are still on, probation. They still got their learner permit, as do the cars over here. But yeah, like they're not terribly bad. They're just interesting. So we're pretty much going to taxi out and ramble on here. So Johnny, look out, my friend. So go ahead and put some taxi lights on here now as well. Pitot Heat's temperature's not too bad, but we'll give it a bash. So parking brake coming off. Don't mind us, Johnny. Just dip your head there. Mach an Buchel. So it's going to be interesting to fly at this time of the day. Because I've never recorded the stream at this time of the day. Whereby the local time is reading 1831. So if you're ever unsure, if you're in the Cessna, how to change your time, you have little buttons. You can go universal time, you can go local time, you can go to flight time or elapsed time. So as we approach the runway here, we're going to get our transponders turned to altitude mode. Go ahead and get our landing and strobe lights on here as well. We're going to taxi into position. Philip Breen says they are the airport's version to the Chuckle Brothers. Oh, do you remember them? Chuckle Vision. To you, to me, to you, to me, to you, to me. I've been trying out on air the last couple of days. It's quite interesting and worth a look if you have any interest in an economy system for flight sim. Nice. On air. I think I looked at that before, Colonel, but yeah. I was a big fan of Air Hauler, and then they brought out Air Hauler 2 for X-Plane 11 most recently, and I believe Air Hauler 2 is coming out for Microsoft Flight Sim. We shall see. This guy looks lost. Hey, buddy. You want to go flying? One of them passed away. Yeah, one of the brothers passed away, correct. Okay, so before this guy gets airborne, we're going to do our thing. Was that one notch flaps? Yes, it was. Okay, guys, if you're ready, I'm ready, and if I'm ready, we're all ready. So, quick check. Lights are on, squawk is squawking, flaps are set, mixture to rich. Power's coming in. And our power is set. Airspeed is alive. There's 50 knots, we're getting light. 55. A tad bit back on the stick here, and we're airborne. A beautiful user set evening here in Enniskillen. Ethan Short says, what's the flight plan? So it is EGAB, EGAD, EGNS, and then EIDW. Go ahead, bring some flaps in here now as well as we fly out over the lakes. Runway was closed, X'd out. Indeed it was. But it's totally fine, we won't worry about it. Speaking of which, I believe runway 16 in Dublin is currently closed as well as they continue to work on the new runway. So we wait and see. B Simming says, what game? This is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Tam says, my Wi-Fi has just gone down. Hopefully it comes back for the multiplayer. Or multiplayer flight. Dude. Ah, he says it's back on. Are you doing a Chuckle Brothers thing? Off, on, off. Okay, so this is all looking kind of nice here. So we've about a 30-minute flight to make until we get over to Newtownards, which is just kind of outside of Belfast in the lovely area of Bangor, County Down. They even wrote a song about Bangor. It was a beautiful day. They had lunch on the way. So hopefully everything kind of looks and sounds the way it should do. As I said, this is relatively new territory for me. So we'll try and get everything the way it should be working. So we were saying 3,000 feet. I'm going to jump down here to our little autopilot now. We're going to go to autopilot on, nav mode on, altitude set for 3,000, select, and 500 feet, please. And all should be looking fairly well. We're going to monitor our exhaust gas temperatures here. So we know where the peak line is. We'll monitor our mixture as we fly. Make sure we keep the power on. Loving the scenery so far. That's always a good sight. Sight or sign? It's always a good sign, I suppose. Right, we'll do some music, shall we? And let's jump outside as we continue our climb up to 3000.
Hey, good buddy.
Donald Mellon has just subscribed. Many thanks, Donald. Happy Monday to you, dude. Ed Reed says, Murph, some happy news for you. I figured out the group flight delays and population delays. Cool. I would like to know more. Tom says, yes, I think my Wi-Fi is being a bit like Chuckle Brothers. Been off and on all day. Hayden Darley Aviation says, to be honest with you, Murph, if you didn't stream on a Monday, I wouldn't know what I'd be able to do. Daniel Guberman is here. Good evening to you, sir. He says, hi. Where are you heading tonight? So we've just taken off here from the wonderful Enniskillen. We're going to head over to Newtownards. And from Newtownards out to the Isle of Man. And then back into Dublin. Piat asks, isn't there an Isle of Girls, just like the Isle of Man, or would it be the Isle of Woman? Philip Breen says, it's going to be cramped in Ards with the amount of planes. That is our objective. So we've reached our cruise altitude now. We're just going to let the speed build up a little bit. And we're looking good. GMAC asks, will there be crew flying? There will be. But GMAC, just to be aware of, we have a couple of rules. Make sure that the aircraft you're using is a default one, as in not a third party or a custom one. That includes delivery or the skin as well. And most importantly, when I say don't be an idiot, that involves taking kind of, you know, big jets when we're taking off out of small airports and doing barrel rolls in them just for the crack. So the music, it's all from Epidemic Sound, and you can ramble over there. It's a paid subscription service, so you can have kind of copyright-free music. And I have to say, it is quite nice. So we have a little bit of lag just on the rendering, but I think we'll sort it out. So we'll bring up our map here as well, just to show you, as we kind of go across the north of Ireland. Minty Aviation is here as well. Donald Mann asks, are you going over Tyrone on the way? We will be passing kind of Dungannon neck of the woods. Yes, indeed. Philip Breen says, maybe restart the game at Ards and see if that will help. I would hope so, yes. And now it could be the case that it's just evening and it's doing all sorts of kind of stuff. But we'll see. It's butter smooth on my PC, it's just the rendering. But we'll try and keep it under control. And I can kind of see when it starts lagging, and I have a little reset button to see if that helps. Ed Reed says, since Microsoft Default is online, it only makes sense that Microsoft servers are being overloaded, hence the delays. I played it yesterday and today, it makes perfect sense now. Yeah, like, I fired it up yesterday just, you know, for a couple of settings and tweaks, and the amount of times I actually lost my connection to the servers, like, it must have been 8 times. So it's a real kind of a pain. Karen says, are you looking forward to the new update? Oh yeah. Cannot wait. Monkey Snatch is here. He says, hi Murphy, I just got pizza. Sorry for the late. Or sorry, I'm late for the party. Did you get pineapple pizza? That is probably the most important. GMAX says, what graphics are you using? We're on Ultra. Windows runs a lot of stuff in the background maybe. No, I've pretty much all of them turned off. There's a great little add-on called Project Lasso, or Lasso. Lasso. Check it out. It's a free gizmo. You can download it. It acts as basically like a task manager and enhancer. And it really helps with stutters. So I can see some stutters there, but we'll see. Monkey says, yes, and ham and pineapple. It's all Hawaiian there tonight, dude. Ivan says, Two-Tone, do you have engine stretch selected on? I was flying over the weekend and my engine gave up, so now I have the throttle back after takeoff. Correct and right. Ed Reed says, Two-Tone, correct. Late last night, early this AM, it was so much better. Cool. Scott Boyce says, no! Not pineapple. Dainty says, pineapple? We need a mod. Tam says, pineapple is alright on a pizza. Ethan Shore says, Murph, have you ever been in a Soviet aircraft? I'm fascinated by them, hoping for good add-ons in the future. Yeah, I sat in various Soviet-built aircraft over the years at air shows. They used to be on in Baldonnel, back in the good old days. They're somewhat terrifying. Many thanks, Ed. That should be turned on for you there now. Really appreciate it, my dude. Thanks for your help. Mike UK is here. I wondered what the big yellow button on the top right is. Some call it the sun. Piat likes the music. Papa Joe B says, your YouTube recommendation on the importance and relevance of managing the Mr. Control was excellent. Really cleared up some things for me. Yeah, guys, Squirrel has so many great tutorial videos. And, you know, an absolute plethora of other really cool videos to watch. A great streamer, really interesting guy. And his knowledge that he passes on to the community is first rate. Brilliant. So I strongly recommend, if you haven't already checked him out, do check out Squirrel. He's a regular here on Twitch and on YouTube. Little bit laggy. Come on, sim. Be simming. Be cool. Are Microsoft going to fix the add-ons for add-ons anytime soon? They're waiting to release or to push out a new patch for the SDK. So I think until that's done, we gotta wait a little while. Edry says, Two-Tone a pleasure. I will do my best to serve. Many thanks, my dude. If you have any hassles, just let me know. Old Veteran 965 is now following over on Twitch. Many thanks, my dude. You're very welcome along, and happy Monday. Chippy says, did some stunning locations in British Columbia, Canada on Squirrel Stream yesterday. Yeah, he really knows some nice spots. So this thing. This is the carbon monoxide detector. Basically, in the airplane, carbon monoxide is a bit of a headache because, well, it tends to be kind of sealed. You don't open windows and such. So it's a color guide. So normal is the current color, caution, and danger. The color restores as the air freshens. Philip Breen says, installed the Lasso app, going to restart. Now, Philip Breen, when you install it, there's a bit of work you need to do. Basically, make sure Project Lasso is working and start up your sim, and then with the sim open, go back into Project Lasso, and it'll show you kind of all your programs running, but there's like two taskbars. The one selecting the left is showing you everything, the one on the right is showing you the active one. When you select the active programs, go down to flightsimulator.exe, right click it, and from there you can change its priority. I recommend moving it to high. Yeah, it's real kind of jittery tonight for whatever reason, but I think we're good. We'll try not to worry too much. Scott says, the old veteran on Twitch is me. Scott, you are a man of many talents, including dual vision on YouTube and Twitch. But I really do appreciate the follow, my dude. Thank you so very, very much. Ed Reed says, please hit that like button if you are enjoying. I promise it won't hurt. Mike UK says, thanks. Minty 3D PN is here. Good evening. Happy Monday. Colonel Fork 85, I'm over here now, too. The Colonel is also a man of many talents. Double vision, double streaming, double everything. Minty says, 3 days off now, 3 days of flying. Nice. You enjoy that, Minty? It's always good. Okay, slackers, 112 watching here, only 42 thumbs up. Smack that thing. Jonathan Aaron is here. When will multiplayer be open? Once we get down to Newtonards in about 15 or 20 minutes or so, we shall see. It should be good though. Rob is here. He says, hello everybody. Hello Rob. Happy Monday, dude. It might stutter, bear with me. Oh look, it's starting to behave itself. Colonel Fork says, I smacked the like button, but it sent my monitor flying off my desk. The laws of physics. I can't do it, Captain! Some breaking news. The Fortnite servers are down, and the world as we know it has ended. What will we ever do? So as we continue on our flight here, across the north of Ireland, some absolutely stunning scenery up this neck of the woods. This guy here, this is known as Lough Neagh. Lough Neagh is the largest loch by area in Ireland. Loch Corrib, I think, is the second. And I think Loch Derg is up there somewhere as well. Cat says, anyone getting the Oculus Quest 2? I think the main one to be looking for, as we have some stutters, behave yourself, machine, it's going to be the HP Reverb G2. I believe that one is going to be amazing. Mike UK says, I think by the time I get to play this, I will know all the buttons on the planes from these videos. Nice! Dainty says, I'm gonna need you to take another run of that accent. Scott says, play Twister. Ed Reed says, Facebook will be next. Wait and you see, now Murphy's Law. We endeavour to persist. Ethan Short says, imagine a battle royal dogfight for Fight Sim. Or should we call it Fight Sim? No, it'd be terrible. Marty is here. Hey Marty, how's it going, my friend? He says, well Murph, did you show your viewers the beautiful views of Mullingar today? Marty, would you believe I didn't? We're up the north, travelling from Enniskillen over to Newtonards. We're then going to go over to the Isle of Man and then back into Dublin at night time. But I hope you're keeping well, dude. Happy Monday. Badass, has anyone ever swam across the loch? I'm sure they have. Is that a challenge? Daniel Goodman says, time for another 64 gigs of RAM, maybe. I suspect it's the, well actually I don't know what to say, it's something, but it'll be fine. Chippy says, yep, pre-ordered a G2 last month, can't wait. Oh, they're going to be so good. Are there any monsters in the loch? Loch Nessie is nothing compared to what you find in that loch. Scott Briggs says, sorry, that was a delayed joke. Scott, you're in the right place for delayed jokes. I crack myself up sometimes just saying old jokes. Agent Ice says, just hit that like button, Murph. Many thanks, Agent Ice 007. I really appreciate it, my dude. Tam says, hopefully the new update performance enhances a lot as I can fly in GA aircraft absolutely fine, no problem. But the minute I get into the civil aircraft, it's nearly unplayable. Yeah, it can happen. And like, you know, you should be getting kind of better frames in the in the Steam version cockpits rather than the glass ones, but there is an optimization patch on the way. And like, it's due out this week. Like, we should have it. We could have it by Friday or Saturday. Upstairs says G2 question mark. Yeah, I think it's the HP Reverb G2. And Reese says, all locks and no keys. Ben McClure says, I fell in a puddle on that island down there once. An interesting story. Andy Shaw is here. Good evening to Andy. He says, my Bluetooth just disappeared on my desktop after a Windows update. Blast you, Windows update, blast. Yeah, it can happen. If you click on the start menu and type in Bluetooth, you should at least find the app that used to do it. And then maybe right click it and drop it onto your desktop. DRL just joined. Just joined, mate. Where are you at the moment? Antrim. So we're kind of over. Well, we're over Loughnane at the moment, heading over towards Newtownards in County Down, and then we're going to ramble over to the Isle of Man. Colonel Fork says, I put a link to the patch 2 details in your Discord, Murph. Many thanks, Colonel. If you guys want to check it out on Discord, it gives you all the details of what they're going to be working on and what they're going to release. Karen Niles says, testing in final stages. Andy Shaw says, are you flying onwards after Belfast? I missed your approach. Yep. We're going to head over to the Isle of Man and then back into Dublin at night time. So we're about 12 minutes away from Newtownards. We're not in Kansas now, Toto. If this doesn't get your left leg tapping, I don't know what will. And when I say tapping, it means your toes have to stay firmly on the ground and just your heel starts moving. Think about it. If we all start doing it now, in unison, the earth might move. Hayden Darley says, hi Murph. Had to go there for a few minutes, sorry if I said this already. But I gave you a shout out on Insta, so I hope it helps. Many thanks, Aiden. Really appreciate it, my dude. Sam says, Kansas, Ireland. It's a lovely place. Great for fishing this time of year. For the group flight, I have all the settings for you, courtesy of Two-Tone Murphy. Many thanks, Ed. I got my right toe tapping, says Piat. But the right, it might work. Agent Ice 007 says, what lake is that, Murph? That is Loch Ney. Neagh. Or Loch Ney. Loch Ney, Knee. Scott Boyd is a multitasker. He's got one foot dancing on YouTube and the other one tapping on Twitch. I like it, Scott. Ariel035 says, rudder pedals, did you configure curves on the sim? No, I was able to leave the rudder pedals as they are. Now, from time to time, you might find that they do need the slightest bit of adjustment. Every now and again, but they should be fine. It's a little bit kind of shaky. But we'll see. Kenneth Norton says, coming into Newton Arts from London Derry with the Coronado 182 and the sim crashed. That's never good, dude. Perhaps it might happen here. Modern Tornado 81 is here. Good evening. Where are you, Murphy? We're very close to Newton Ards in the County Down. Eric Hutchinson is here. Good evening to you. Is this on Xbox? No, this is on PC, but I do believe the Xbox release is due to be, well, publicly announced in the coming weeks. I should have been a politician. That's like giving you all the information you already knew and not knowing anything else. Speaking of politicians, I like flying in Ireland. Yeah, it's a bummer. When Windows tries to update, it's just going to do it, even if you deferred it for a week. But every time I've updated Windows, it broke the sim. I then had to uninstall all the updates, restart the PC, manually install them again, restart the PC, and then we were good to go. Eric says, this looks great. It does look nice. We have some small stutters. It's not from the sim, it's from my rendering stuff going on here. So I need to figure out what that is. Keen Effort says, the impression of whoever sounded like David Blaine. It was supposed to be your man, the other fella. I didn't. No, hang on. Let's try it with more gin. I did not have relations with that woman. I know I didn't. That was probably better. Only a little bit though. I'm going to say some sort of Asian writing says hello. I can't read it. But you're very welcome. Good evening and happy Monday. Water Tornado says, Friday, maybe do knock. Let's see how we get on. Jimmo says, great impression there of Herman Munster. Scott says, not bad. Ed says, that was good. We have to work on them. That's why it says, strange, I'm not seeing anyone on the YouTube chat. Maybe try a refresh. Sparker in VR is here. He says, so will RTX 3090 resolve your rendering issues? Well, funny enough, I've never had these issues before. Every now and again they kind of come in if the sim is doing something kind of heavy. It's not really doing heavy things at the minute. So I'm trying to figure out what's the cause. Eric says, can we do some wing views? Of course we can. Cornell is here. Good evening to you. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what it is. So what I'll do, once we get down to Newton Ards, I'll restart the sim. And kind of figure out what exactly is going on. Because, as I said, like from the sim, it's running absolutely fine. No stutters, everything that I can see in front of me is perfect. It's only the rendering part of OBS which is kind of saying, what is going on here? Land your plane to India. Not tonight, but soon. India's kind of far away. But India is most certainly on our list of places to see. If you're from there, Cornell, can you recommend some places? My frame rate in the sim is a solid 60 FPS. Sparker says, are you rendering on the GPU? I am. JMax says, sorry, I didn't say before. My flight sim doesn't work anymore. What appears to be the problem? Alan Mead is here as well. Any word on the Xbox release? How's it going, Alan? Happy Monday, dude. No news yet. I do believe they're due to release some information in the coming weeks. Cornell says we're travelling. No, just in general, man. Where's some nice spots? Like, I'm thinking kind of flight sim. Where'd be some nice scenery to show off? Aidan Darley asks, any news on when helicopters are being added? Soon. I think they're going to be a paid add-on. I think. Spaceman 11 says VOR to VOR or direct GPS. This is just direct GPS. We're keeping it somewhat simple. Eric says, what's the default ATC like? It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Ed Reed says, Microsoft Flight Sim updates are available on the Microsoft Flight Sim website. They are. And every now and again, some of our members over on Discord will drop in some juicy news. So be sure to check that out as well. Colonel Fork there this evening has put some information up there already. There's only one thing I dislike about a laggy stream, and that's a very laggy stream. Malwall says, although I'm looking forward to getting my new PC, I'm not looking forward to all the troubles when Windows 10 updates. It doesn't. Like, it just depends. You know, sometimes it's fine and sometimes it's absolutely not. Fergal Ledwich says, Heli Simmer says, helicopter support will be added free of charge, but Microsoft mentions a paid DLC that may bring several helicopters and other types of content for the rotor heads. Nice. Many thanks for sharing that information with us, Fergal. So we're going to go off the autopilot here now, dip the nose down, as we're going to fly over the field. And check out some of the sights. Annalisa is here. Good evening to you. She says, hopefully they don't decide to add any hot air balloons. Imagine that, hot air balloon simulator. The sky is calling. I think I can see my house down there, says Scott. Cool. So this is kind of nice scenery. I hope it looks okay for you guys. Ed says, by the way guys, there is very little in any difference between high and ultra in Microsoft Flight Sim, so save the memory. I agree. There was very, very little in it. This is kind of pretty. Annalisa says it looks so real. Andrew Bonica is here. Good evening to you. Look at the state of that view. JE says gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Karen says you'll have to do some time in Nepal. Oh yeah. Jeffrey says, hey Murph, just wanted to drop in and say thanks for the help the other day. Yes, it helped. Cool. Delighted, my dude. And Monica says, I cannot wait for another multiplayer. Oh yeah. Jonathan Aaron says, what is your current position now? We're just over the field here at Newtonards. The traffic is building up here at Newtonards. Scott Brick says, my first flight was LGA to Boston Logan. Landing at sundown, it looked gorgeous. The water and the reflections really make it, yeah. Stunning. Okay, so we'll lower our speed here. Get it in the white arc so we can deploy some flaps. That's kind of good. One notch of flaps coming down. We are a little bit high, but we'll fix that now in a jiffy. Second notch of flaps coming down. Let's see how this all turns out, shall we? Base cam on for the dramatic effect. This could be tricky. We're a little bit high, but it's okay. The simulated horror. Your simulated ears have popped. Little bit of a wind coming in from the coast. We're holding nicely here at about 70 knots. We got throttle back to idle. Aim for the center line. Hold the nose, let the speed bleed off. There's a bit of contact. Sounded a bit rough, but we're down. Welcome to Newtonards. Bring our flaps back in here. Kenneth Otten says they're going to fly from Belfast City to avoid the Mad Max takeoffs. I agree. That is sound advice. How much would a pilot's chair with a vibration feedback be, says Daniel Guberman. What you're looking for is a device called Butt Kicker, and you can pick them up for as little as $20. So just type in a Google search, gaming butt kicker, and basically it's a device that basically uses a bass bin, as in, you know, really low bass, boom 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 bass, and with bass, it's all about the bass, as my girl sings. Who sang it? Megan Trainor. That's my girl. Basically it sends very low frequency to the butt kicker, and what that does, it simulates shakes and rolls and bumps. And if you even kind of attach that to a standard office chair, the results can be absolutely fantastic. And it'll scare the heebie-jeebies out of you, because it'll shake, rattle and roll as you're there. So check it out. Wouldn't that make you kind of want to... Well, maybe it would. It depends. If you had pineapple on your pizza, I think you'd be fine. Parking brake coming on. Let's see here now. So transponder can come to off. Taxi lights can come off. Strobes are already off. They're all grand. That's looking good. Get our mags and mixture set to off. Avionics were off already, right? You didn't see that. It's totally fine. And, well, the battery comes off as well. So, welcome to Newtonards. Doesn't it look nice and pretty? I think it does. Now, what's the button I'm looking for? Let us see here, shall we? Let's see here now. I think we played that one already, but it's kind of nice. Okay, so we all know the drill. At this stage, I'm going to restart the sim. Now remember, if you're going to join on the multiplayer, you need to make sure you don't use any third-party or external liveries, because they break the thing. If you know what I mean. So we shall try not to use that. So only use the default aircraft and default skins, if you can. It'll shake the pineapple off the pizza, says Jim. Dangerous Brian is here as well. Good evening to you, Dangerous Brian. Happy Monday to you, my dude. I hope you're keeping well. Scott says, my wife wouldn't allow me to have one. I have to wear headphones so she doesn't have to hear all the mess while she is watching TV. Yeah. Phil is here. He says, hi all. Got the new PC so I can play it better now. Sweet. Andrew says, Murph, have you tried any VR systems yet? I have the Valve Index. I had the Vive, the HTC Vive. I had that a while ago, and it was great. You know, it was cool. Now, is there something running in the background that's like crippling my system? Let's see here, shall we? Okay, let's see what happens. Kind of epic music. That's nice, we'll let it play. Cop says, try a defrag. We're pretty good. This is running on an MV2 or NVE or M2, or it's really fast. And it seems to be running fine. Are we taking off from EGAD? Asked Tam. Yes, Echo Golf Alpha Delta, or Newtonards. So we know what tends to happen here to poor old Murph. The sim kind of goes, aha, I saw what you did, and you know. So we'll have to wait and see. All the background noises. It's nice. Speaking of, what's this now? You can change kind of music. Yep. I call this the troubleshooting song. Chippy says, are you back on the North Europe server tonight? Yes. Yes, we are. Bill says, yeah, gonna try flying over the house here. Awesome.
Hey, good money.
Hey, Maxi is now following over on Twitch. Many thanks. Cheers. Aidan Darley says, just got the biggest scare of me life. Out the door, light was on, I was in the main bathroom and the branch of the tree was going from side to side and I thought it was someone waving at me. Oh dear. Be honest, Aidan, did you wave back? Dagwin Gaming is here. Good evening to you. Happy Monday, dude. Tom asked what aircraft we'll be using. I'll use the good old Cessna. It behaves most of the time. So let's see here now, shall we? Okay. Let's see if that helps. I can't tell you all my secrets. Well, I can, and I will, but not at the minute. Because I'm trying to figure them out for myself. Okay. I'm just in the kind of pre-flight area, getting everything set up. Where I'll put in my details. Skipped frames due to encoding lag. Dagman says, hey Murph, it's my birthday in a week today. Nice, dude. Aiden says, no, I was ready to jump out of the window. Oh dear. Jam Fjord is here as well. He says, Windsock showing the wind straight down the runway 15 at EGAD. What's everyone else saying? Patrick Cullen says, Murph, yourself and Reaction Review, the Gripper Sim, should get together for a stream. I think if that were to happen, we would break the internet. Because, in fairness, Gripper Sim started streaming the other day. And, you know, his experience with creating videos and content, well, it's up there. He's doing it quite a while, and he's very good at it. Especially when it comes to all, like, the editing and, like, as he calls it, the eye candy. So, considering that's his forte, he jumped into the world of streaming. It was awesome. He did very well. I'm just looking at my sim here, and I'm getting all sorts of issues. Let us see. We like this one. Bear with me now. Just want to get a couple of settings up and running. I dare say it, that should be alright. Corsair antivirus only scanned, question mark. No. Not really sure what it is. Nice Irish music, all is good. Paul Garrett says, gotta head out to work. I'll catch what I've missed later with a nice brew. Thanks, Murph. See you all later. Paul Garrett, thank you all so much. Thank you all. Thank you for joining me this evening. And take care, dude. Don't mind me. Okay. Just making sure it all works. It would appear to be working. Famous last words. But let's give it a bash, shall we? Okay, so to start, battery, brakes, fuel shut-off valve in, get some beacons and nav lights working, fuel pump coming on, clear prop, good start in the engine. We're not going to hang around here all day. So let's see if everything starts working here, shall we? Oh, we need some lights on. That looks good. That looks good. Get our squawk turned on. We're going to go for 3,000 feet. All kind of looks good. Let's see what happens, shall we? King said, I saw this video on YouTube of a fellow watching Eurovision. He was shouting every word at the poor telly. So I was wondering if he was indeed Two-Tone Murphy. I'm definitely that guy. But no. I'm the guy who shouts at TV. Do you ever have people like that? You know, if they're watching a movie and you're like, if it's a horror movie, and you're the dude that says, no, don't do, you know, I'm that guy. Patrick Cullen says, what is the weather preset? I just have it on a few clouds at the minute. We might go to live weather shortly. I just want to see how the old frames are working out. Phil is asking, what do you use to stream software-wise? I use OBS. I had Streamlabs, I just find OBS had more kind of functionality that suited me a little bit better. Ben McClure says, flying lessons for Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. There are some in it, yes. You certainly can do it. But Gripper Sim is releasing a number of tutorials. He's a real-world flight instructor. So be sure to watch. Okay guys, don't be shy. Take off and we'll remain in pattern. Runway 21 is looking decent for me. One notch of flaps. We have a Cessna ahead of us, so we'll let him ramble out first. Andrew says, gosh, I need a flight choke and rudder pedals. The X65F is working okay, but not suited for GA. Yeah, but you know, if they bring out choppers, a yoke is going to be less than useful. Now, if you can afford both, get both. But just be cautious of that. So let's all wait and see here, shall we? They're forming up. Okay, so we still have a little bit of issues, but we're okay. Okay, who's on runway 21, guys? Yeah, let's not wait. Let's just punch it. Punch it! Don't mind him. Airspeed is alive. There's 55 knots. Go back in the stick. And we're airborne. Gonna bring it says, sorry, I was setting up my stuff. It's okay, Philip. Okay, now, everyone cross your fingers, toes, arms and legs, light a candle, and let's hope all should be okay, shall we? Bring our flaps back in here now as well, as we try and stabilize, continue our climb here. We're looking for 3,000 feet. It's a little bit bumpy. Irish Joe Portley says, Murph, when you're flying into Lime Tree, we've done so already, Joe. If you want to check out some videos back on YouTube, I can't for the life of me think what exact video it was, but it's one of the Irish ones if you want to check it out, my dude. It's a neat little airfield. Okay, so Autopilot. Hello, my friend. We're going to go to heading mode. Go ahead and set that. Altitude will set for 3,000 feet. And we'll V speed by 500 feet per minute. Joseph Gambino says, sorry I can't join you today. Have to go cook dinner. That's okay. What are you making? Will it be nice? Ah, Irish Joe says, I'm planning on starting lessons soon in Lime Tree. Aha. Yeah, that's going to be epic, dude. Best of luck with them. I can hear a lot of planes behind me. Hey, how's it going? David Shanahan is here. Good evening to you, David. He says, hi, where are we flying to today? So we've just taken off from Newtonards. I'm kind of flying in the wrong direction, so I just want to do a pattern to allow everyone to get up off the ground. Right turn. We're heading over to the Isle of Man. This could be better. The Armada. Or the Flying Circus. Or the Air Corps. Well, the Two-Tone Corps. Wrong way, Murphy, says Scott. No, it's okay. We're just going to do kind of a very wide circled circuit. Just to pick up all the guys, and then we'll resume on course. They're all saying the wrong way, Murph. I know, lads. It's grand, right? So, we're just going to head this way. We're going to turn right and then right again. Okay? That's the plan. I love it when a plan comes together. Andrew says, I brought my gaming PC into my office so I can work and fly. Nice one, dude. Mal Walt says, I would love to see a flight in and out of Liverpool, maybe along the Welsh coast to Carnarvon near Anglesey. It's definitely on the list. 100% it's on the list. I'm hoping to do a bit of collab work with a well-established YouTuber in the flight simulation world. And I'm looking forward to doing a couple of flights in his direct neck of the woods. He's a student pilot who has been working out of Liverpool. So just waiting for him to re-release himself on the platform of YouTube. Ed Reed says, Murph, did I miss the group flight call? Don't worry, there's still time. We're just circling around the aerodrome here. So Ed, if you want to jump on, the runway we're taking off from is Echo Golf Alpha Delta, Newton Ards. And we're heading over to the Isle of Man, which is Echo Golf November Sierra. Annalisa says, may I ask you about your chair, Two-Tone? Just wondering how long you've had it and where'd you pick it up? Need one myself at the moment. So, Annalisa, I bought I think they're a Spanish company, but if you go over to Arozzi, A-R-O-Z-Z-I, just do a Google search of them, you can buy direct. I think it was about €220 or €250 delivered to Ireland. It takes about 10 days from ordering to receiving it. This chair I have about a year. The other chair, which is exactly like it, I have that about 4 years. They're sturdy, they're extremely comfortable. Like you can literally sleep in these things. Okay guys, right turn coming, 90 degrees. Six knots is here over on stream. Or on Twitch, on stream. That was a rookie mistake. 6 knots is here on Twitch. Where are you currently? We're flying over Bangor, County Down. In particular, the airfield of Newton Ards. John Barnco is here. Good evening to you, John. Do check them out, Annalisa. They are very, very good. And like, they're so comfortable. Like the seat reclines almost like 90 degrees, so you can lie perfectly flat on it. There's all different types. This is like the XL2 or something it's called. Basically, this thing can hold up to it can hold in excess of about 180 kilograms, which is like 340 pounds or something like that. Savage. But I strongly recommend them. Very comfortable. Annalise says, so you're saying I can keep eating twirls and still be okay. What I'm saying is, you can now be horizontal whilst practicing your moonwalking and Egyptian dancing skills. Aidan Darley says, have you ever played Forza Horizon 4? Yes, I have. Jam Fjord says, sorry Murph, my audio cuts out. Who's the YouTuber who flies out of Liverpool? The YouTuber Matt Davis. Or Matt Davies. Scott says, sounds like a nice chair, Murph. I have issues with them not holding up, even when spending a bit more money on them. Yeah, like, to be fair, a lot of these chairs aren't designed for, like, humans, as in, we don't just sit perfectly. We sway, we move, we lean. These ones are pretty good. Any chair I've had before this, after a couple of years, it's usually the center bearing that gives out. Like, the chair doesn't collapse, it's still fine, but the center bearing goes on it, which is a real pain in the head. But these ones, the center bearing, it's reinforced. And you can actually get a replacement bearing. So, if it does decide to give... And they come with like a 2-year warranty. But if they do decide to give up, like, the bearing's only like $12 or €12. And that's, you know, a bit of DIY, but it's a lot cheaper than having to fork out another couple of $100. He never says, since he's from Liverpool, does he say chicken nuggets, like chicken nuggets? No, he's not actually from Liverpool, but he's done some flying up there. You guys know Matt Davies, he's huge. He's like one of the original flight sim YouTuber dudes. Steve35 is here. He says, hey Murphy, cheers buddy. Steve35, good evening, and how are you? Right guys, right turn 90 degrees. New heading of 130. I still have the slightest bit of lag, but I think it's better. Hello airplanes. The chair brand is called Arozzi. Admiral Ted is here. He says, Belfast, question mark. Not tonight, my dude. We're heading for the Isle of Man. Tam says, used to watch Matt all the time. Oh, yeah. Like, he got very busy. He did other things. But he's most definitely one of the reasons I get into flight simulation proper, if you know what I mean. So we're going to select nav mode. Going to bring our speed back now and let our engine behave itself. Karen Niles says, I have a car seat. That'll do as well. So if you're into like creating your sim pit or the home cockpit, a car seat is definitely the way to go. We have TBMs, we have Cap 100s, Cessnas. We got a big crew with us tonight. Annalisa says, OMG, just found a Star Trek edition chair. I'm going to be broke. I know, right? Scott says, just looking at the chair site, they have a bunch of different models, so we need to know which one you got. Which one did they get? They got... Or... I'll have to go looking. Bear with me, I'll go looking. US 3D2 says, Newry please. Don't worry my dude. If you check over on YouTube, we did a number of videos up there already. Tonight we are on a tight schedule, I'm afraid. But we'll do Newry another night, but there is, we've already done it, so if you want to check out a video there on YouTube, if you go onto the channel, we go into Newry in some nice detail. Sticky Rice 82 is here. Just remember guys, if you're flying a multiplayer, as Tam has kindly reminded me, don't use any custom or third-party liveries. It'll break my stream. Okay, so the chair I'm using is called the Verona V2. I'm going to put a link in. Now guys, I'm not, that's kind of loud. I'm not affiliated to these guys at all. I just think it's a nice chair. Here's New Turnards there behind us. Our nice evening flight. Steve35 says, chicken wings and a cold one while watching a great air show. Steve35, that is exactly how the stream should be viewed. Nice one, dude. Annalisa says, thank you so much. It's much appreciated. No problem, my dude. Or my dudette. But they are a good chair. I like them. Daniel M198 is here. Good evening to you, Daniel. He says, hi Murph, how was your weekend? Pretty good, dude. I had a nice stream on Saturday night. I played Crusader Kings 3 for a good bit yesterday. I have a sore neck. I have a crick in my neck. I bought Mrs. Two-Tone flowers and chocolates. And apart from that, all is good. Scott says, of course, the more expensive one. Well, I went for kind of price reflecting quality. Something that would be able to cradle the posterior of Two-Tone Murphy. If this were in classical times, you would need the Egyptians to build that chair. Philip Breen says, not going to lie, I love these group flights with all you guys. David Shanahan says, stream froze. Let me know. It appears okay for me. Try a refresh there, David. So guys, if you're new here to the channel, don't forget, you can like, subscribe, or follow if you're watching on Twitch. I do appreciate it, and it lets me know that you guys like this content. Particularly if you hit the like button. Because I have my own ideas, and, you know, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Scott says, built more like Henry VIII. Yes, indeed. Scott says, but the big question, are you still in the doghouse? Nope. We are promoted back to the human house. For how long? We don't know. The Chas Man is here. Good afternoon, Murphy. The Chas Man here at work. Good day to you, sir. I hope you're keeping well. Ninja Games is here. He says Egypt. Yep, we're going to go to Egypt soon. Not tonight though, but soon. Dangerous Brian says, these group flights make the channel stand out in my opinion. Well, many thanks, Brian. And earlier on I was trying to figure out, you know, not that I get worried, I just like, oh, dude, you know, group flight and what's going to happen, and I hope that nothing breaks and everything's going to work okay. But like once we get in here, it's so much fun. Hello. So we have a little bit of lag, but it's I think it's fine. P Goose is here. Where are you flying? Good evening to you, P Goose. We've taken off from Newtownards in Northern Ireland. We're heading over now to the Isle of Man, to Ronaldsway Airport, Echo Golf November Sierra. And once we get down there, we're then going to take back off again, and we're going to do a night flight into Dublin. Night Guard 1 is here as well. I hope that answered your question. My plane is slow. Is there something like slipstream in the air, says Godden. Double check your mixture depending on the aircraft. You want to have your mixture set correctly for this altitude. Bossalani's here. Boathouse at Carrickray Bay, just on the bottom right there. Was only there last weekend. Nice. Scott says, sweet, let us know if we can help you to stay out of it. Philip Breen says, Murphy, I upgraded to do pilot earlier, but it didn't pop up, just letting you know. Best streamer, glad to be a part of it. Murphy, I upgraded to co-pilot earlier, but it didn't pop up. It didn't pop up, well, blast. Philip Breen, thank you very much for your support, my dude. I really appreciate that, man. Thanks so much. So yeah, there's all different ways. If if you guys would like to support the channel, you don't have to. It's absolutely not a prerequisite at all. By supporting the channel, it kind of allows me to, well, keep it current and stay up to date with add-ons and hardware and stuff. And I don't know, if we get enough of you, maybe someday we can do this full time. But I think you'd all go nuts. Imagine me every day. Well, I probably wouldn't do every day. I do every second day. But could you imagine it? If that were to happen, I'd literally start a flight around the world. And then I go back the other way. And then I do north to south. So my current speed is about 110 knots. Heading is 133 degrees. We're at a steady 3,000 feet, and we're about 20 minutes away from our ET. We're about 20 minutes away from Ronaldsway Airport over on the Isle of Man. Now, the Isle of Man is fascinating. For those of you not in the lands of the British Isles, or Europe indeed, to our American friends, there's great history on the Isle of Man. Do read up on it. Phil says, be right back. Get some snack. You go enjoy that, Phil. Annalisa says, sounds pretty awesome, to be fair. Peter Brain says, no worries. Great community as well. Let's hope you get bigger and better. Well, cheers, my dude. Andrew says, every other day, I'm down. Scott says, yup, would be rather fun. Then once COVID is over, there could be real world gatherings. Absolutely. I'm all for that. We already know who's going to be making some of the food between chili and barbecuing and pineapple pizza. Annalisa will be doing the halftime show with the moonwalking and Egyptian dance. Keane Lafford will be doing his Eurovision number. Scott will be shouting at the cadets. It's going to be epic. Keane Lafford says, you're basically saying, imagine Keane Lafford giving me a daily update on the Eurovision. That is what I strive for, Keane. Every day, daily updates. Ross Delaney says, we're flying in for the TT. Did you ever watch some of the TT racing over there? Like, do you know, like, hats off to these guys. Like, they're absolutely amazing. What do you even call them? Athletes or, like, you know, racers? I don't know what you call them. I call them nuts. But, like, they're fearless. Danny Goodman says, did you ever do an evening flight in real life? No, I haven't. Something I would very much love to do. Well, I lie. I unofficially, I didn't fly myself. Like, I've been in a small aircraft flying at night time, but only really shortly. Do Gamer 2020 is here. He says, hey Murph, what's the story? How have you been? Been very well, my friend. Happy Monday to you, and thanks for joining us. How are you keeping, dude? Ailerons Into the Wind reports, the Isle of Man is home to the longest running open road race in the British... Hang on, we'll try that now without me trying to... I told you, it's like Anchorman. You can literally put anything up there, and if it's on the teleprompter, I'm going to read it. I'm Ron Burgundy. Anyway, Ailerons Into the Wind says, the Isle of Man is home to the longest running open road race in British history. It's also the only place in the British Isles where you can obtain a full motorbike licence at 16. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. But many thanks, Ailerons Into the Wind, for the information. Kenneth Norton says, it's a fantastic place. I lived in Port Erin for 18 months when I worked for Manx Airlines. Sweet. Annalisa says, I have my glittery shoes on. Philip Breen says, I will do the amazing crash a plane, but hang on. I will do the amazing crash a plane, but survive stunt. Whilst holding your pint of Guinness. It'll be... We have some clouds. This is kind of not VFR conditions, but it's grand. Say nothing. We'll look at this side. Kenny says, I also passed my motorbike license out there. It was brill. Dude. Andrew Monica says, pineapple and barbecue chicken pizza. Yum. Oh. Ed Reed says, Two-Tone band is on a too long break. Look at these guys up here. It's like the invasion of the Isle of Man. Hang on, we have some epic music here for this. It was a Monday evening. The aviators of the world encroached to the Isle of Man. Double Expert is here. Or Double Expert even. Good evening, Double Expert. Hope you're well, my dude. Duke Gamer says, doing good, Murph. Just a slow and boring Monday. Dangerous Brian says, 14 likes to go. Danny Lamb says, TT racing is nuts, but brilliant at the same time. It is. Your anxiety just goes from 0 to hero, like... Do the marshalling if you get a chance, says Kenneth Naughton. Scott says, would love to see more interesting content on the new add-ons for Flight Sim. I think we're going to see quite a few releases in the coming months, especially before Christmas. Yeah. There is a new Dublin Airport on the way, due to release in 1 to 2 weeks. Andromonica says, speaking of San Diego, one of these days I'll do a stream and show you around the area. I used to live and fly that airspace all the time. Nice. Scott, try the other one. There is a pro version of the Verona 2 as well. The clouds are stunning on live weather. Cool. Johnny's Toys Review says Aer Lingus. Any news on when it'll arrive for Xbox? I'm hoping in 1 or 2 weeks. 6 Knot says, who's doing EIDW? I think is it the MK crowd? Well, that was kind of an epic song, don't you think? What else do we have? Screenshot just captured. Beamy Noble Drew is here. Good evening to you, sir. I do believe it. Would that be Andrew Noble? Irish Lad 109 says, can't wait to get the Series X and then 8K graphics just in time for the 8K TV, I think. Nice. Sir Blackie a lot is here. I tried adding Crook Park from Google Maps, but I was just getting errors when I tried importing it into the game. Cool. Keep up your great work, dude. King Leopard says, what are you doing? Are you trying to be the new narrator of the James Bond movie? Yes. And failing miserably. Andrew Monica says, actually played one of those arcade-ish spinning motion flight sims on the Midway with my buddy when we were Marines. Now he's in the army flying Apaches. Nice. I sat in an Apache before, and I wore the helmet that when you move your head, it moves the 20mm column or cannon on the front. It was hilarious. Dangerous Brian says, when I learn how to start and take off and land these dang planes, I will join you in a group flight. That's okay, Dangerous Brian. Don't forget, if you want to scratch the itch, you can start airborne and just kind of fly around. Taking off is relatively straightforward. Landing is the absolute challenge. Annalisa says, the islanders won't know what's happening when they look out the windows. Nope. Scott says, I found it. It is the XL size. Nice. Also, here's the Isle of Man, look. If you guys are interested in ATC, which is going to be obviously the next step for us soon, there is a website called liveatc.com. And depending on your location, you can actually listen into some live air traffic control. And it's really, really handy because if you tune into, be it your local airport or an airport that you're flying in the sim, well, you can keep that browser page open, play it in the background, and you will start learning the lingo very, very quickly. It's called Live ATC. I think it's .com. Just do a Google search or a Bing search for Live ATC, and it live streams live air traffic control. So that's real handy if you guys want to check that out. So we are about 8 minutes away from our destination. Now the drill here is, guys, I shall land first, as I usually do, and there's no pressure on me, and then you guys land as I record you, as Swiss Cheese is now following. Many thanks, my dude. Happy Monday. There's a live archive in the app as well, says Tam. Cool. But yeah, it's really handy, and like, you know, it does kind of add to the realism, because if you're flying and you have live ATC going off in the background, it's pretty cool. And like, if you're playing in offline mode, and when I say offline mode, you're not using like multiplayer, and if you're just flying on your own, turn on real world traffic, and like, it's within a minute or so of you listening to ATC giving instructions to aircraft, to the aircraft actually doing what they said they were going to do. It's fascinating. Fascinating, Captain. That wasn't bad either, actually. Go on to Spock. Agent Ice says, this looking like the Irish invading the Isle of Man. It wouldn't be the first time. H. Lightsphere says, man, don't we live in great times? This was all a fantasy in the early 90s when I started simming with micropose. I know, right? Do you remember like F-18, or was it F-19? F-19 Stealth Bomber or something like that was called. Live ATC has an app as well. Yeah, cool. Sim Murray 1234. So it's 2 to 3 weeks for Xbox, did you say? 2 to 3 weeks for information regarding the release of Xbox, I would say. Keith Laffer says, to be honest, I think the closest thing to air traffic control in care is the school intercom. Dainty says, there's also Pilot ATC, which seems to be better than default in game, and also background chatter, but yeah, can't beat a bit of live ATC. 100%. Daza Tiara put up a link on the Discord of this guy who kind of installs and gives you a tutorial on Pilot ATC. A very interesting looking program. But again, you know, if you go on to the likes of VATSIM, they have such a huge resource pool if you want to spend a bit of time reading. And if not, you know, you can go to Aviation Pro. He's a Dutch streamer. He's a number of videos. He's very good to watch for all the VATSIM stuff. His accent is cool. I love the Dutch accent. Yes, you're flying to different places. No, that was kind of Sean Connery. Yes. He can do Sean Connery. Hang on, we'll try it. No, I can't. See, my smarty pony. There's many ways to fly a plane. Nah, that could have been better. Okay, so we're going to manually adjust our course here. So we're going to go to heading mode, please. And we're going to spin here to the right. Care 85 is here. Good evening to you. Best sim back in the old days was Falcon. Yes. That was on the Atari, I think. Daniel Goodman says, I remember playing Strike Force Harrier on my Amstrad CPC. Dude. Candace says, you can use short runway 2-1. You could end up in the water. Dangerous Brian says, the Logitech panel, or sorry, the Logitech plugin for the flight panels has been released, and it does work. Awesome. Does it work well? Ed Reed says, I have all the Microsoft Flight Sims back to 1982. Awesome. Scott says, not too bad there. Not great, but not too bad. Now, we still have a little bit of chop, but I hope that'll be okay. Let's look at our map here. So, EGNS is here. Don't mind my flight plan. Here's the guys. So guys, don't forget, circle the airport. If you guys all want to turn left now, and just start doing a pattern on the airport. Remember, keep your spacing, keep a good distance between you. But if y'all want to break off to the left, and I'll do my landing first, and then by the time I get down, you guys will continue circling the airport, and you'll get down then, and we can catch you coming in. Dainty says, I find myself doing Sean, and I remind myself, you're Scottish, you dafty. Tam says, talking about accents, will Mr. Donald Trump be making an appearance tonight? Super busy, really busy. Nah, I can't really do the Trump. You have to be kind of in the mood to do Trump. Chap, lots of chap, really chappy. Worst chap I've ever seen. But yes, there's an airport over here somewhere. This way, please. Remember your social plane distance, Murphy, says Sam. Yeah, do you remember them? The old 3.5 verbatim floppy disks. And it made that kind of crunching noise and a and it could be loading, no joke, for 10 to 15 minutes. And we used to be okay with that. Autopilot coming off. Bring our power back. Start our descent. Runway is in sight. Now, I am aware there's a bit of chop, so bear with me. JB Trippiports is here. Good evening to you. Happy Monday, dude. Jam Fior says, oh my god, the bewildering array of accents. Yes, but none are very good. If you missed it earlier on, I was waiting for Bad Dog to show up because I've been working on my Owen Wilson. You know, from Marley and Me and like Cars, you know. He's not a bad dog. He's a great dog. That's all I know. That's all I can say. I need to work on them. You know, flying to the Isle of Man. Oh look, we have kind of textures loading in, which don't belong here. That's okay. We won't worry about that. Not your flaps there, please, Murph. We're so high, this isn't even funny. So Murph is going to get like a -1 landing rate. Scott says, I remember when we were so happy to get the shoebox-sized 20 meg hard drives. Oh, dude. I remember when I first saw like 24-bit gaming on a Sega Mega Drive. It's like, this is the future. Push your nose in a certain direction might help you nail the accent. Patrick Cullen says, has anyone experienced the terrain turning purple? Yes. You're not alone. It can happen. The graphics were so real. Or Flight Sim like 98 as real as it, and Flight Sim 95 as real as it gets. You'd have to go back to 95 and just like slap someone in the face with a fish. Bad Dog is here. Haha! He's not a bad dog. He's a great dog. Hey, Bad Dog. I'm waiting for you all night, dude. You're very welcome. But I suspect that my joke is now run its course and is no longer funny, but that's okay. For I am an Irishman, and I get that some jokes aren't funny. But the more you go on about it, the funnier it gets. This is real bouncy and bumpy here. Do you think if you don't have the stick and stuff, is it still worth it? Yes, it is. Sam says, well, now I know Murphy was on IRC back in the day talking about slapping people with a fish. Okay, Murph, this isn't looking too awful. Runway 8 it is. I'm gonna hold the nose, bleed the speed. There's a bit of a flare. Did someone say butter? That was Manky, wasn't it? How does he do it? All this talk of wireframe, that's what it was. Right, Murph, exit the runway here quickly. Because the dudes want to see the dudes coming in. And we're just going to park in the grass here because, well, blatant abandonmentism. Okay, you're too early. Parking brake coming on. Right, please don't crash, Sim. Please don't crash. General traffic on, apply, back, resume, and this, and that. Okay, let's see, shall we? So far, we haven't died yet, so we're doing good. Okay, guys, we're ready. I think. Come hither, you slither. Yes. The jazz hands are active. Ladies and gentlemen, Two-Turn shall now monitor the landings. Please be nice and thank you in advance. If you are eating popcorn, do keep the jaws minimum to 3 centimeters. Dainty says, I need some iron brew for this. Aye, iron brew. I used to love that stuff. Here comes Spaceman 11. All eyes on you, kid. Looking good. And he's down. Aim for the piano keys. So see these things here? We call these the piano keys. Own risk. It's going horribly wrong. So aim for the numbers, guys. Dangerous Brian says, Murphy, don't give up your day job. I'll try not to. There is not a future in accents. Here comes 6 knots in for the landing. The approach looks good. Rate of descent, peachy. Oh, this looks good. Real nice from 6 knots. Spreading the I can't believe it's not butter on the runway. Merlin Flyer is inbound. A bit of a float, but we'll take it. This song. Belbro 6505 inbound. How's it looking? Not too bad. Try and aim for the numbers, guys, if you can. Here comes Piet and Fugros in a TBM and a Cessna. Jump. He's down. And he's down. Nicely done, guys. Papa Joe B inbound. Scott says, yep, that's the one, Murph. It sounds like Herb. Papa Joe B, bit of a float. Oh, bit of a flare. Time Lord in behind. He got it down. Sir Blackie a lot. Nicely done. And nicely done. Breen and Godden. Godden's holding it, and that's Butterly Smooth, and Philip Breen. Oh, there's Butter too. You guys are getting good at this. SD Bama. A fast approach, but it makes it look easy. Advised Acorn. He went somewhere. Here comes Spaceman 11. Nicely done. Keen Laffer says, nearly forgot, cue the shameless plug. I don't mind if I do. Own Risk inbound. Nicely done with a little hop, skip and a jump. God almighty, how many people are flying tonight? Here comes Glum Tapestry. He's going around. Godden says, what a nice place. Thanks for bringing us here. Oh, look at this. A dual landing. Paddy and Tam. It's like a scene out of Top Gun. Or Hot Shots. I'll let you decide. Nicely done, fellas. Here comes Chippy. And Astro as well. Looking nice, Chippy. There goes Astro just ahead of you. Yeah. The sky is beautiful. Yeah, it looks really nice, doesn't it? Scott says he brings us only to the nice places. Annalise says there's so many, we're going to have squadrons. Erlansky, inbound. It looks like there's no landing gear, but there is. Nicely done, my dude. Very nice. There we go. We got a couple of dudes left to come in. Darren O'Sullivan is here. Why, we're just after landing here in the Isle of Man. And once we get everyone down, we're going to take off again. And we're going to invade Dublin. Here comes Walton's. Walton's is high. Looking good. Oh, a little bit of a bump, but that's okay. Jamfjord is in. Nice bump, but it's quite okay. Merlin Flyer has the ramp to himself. Who needs landing nights? He's gone for the hardcore mode. Merlin Flyer. It's looking good. It looks real good. A wooga! Well, I have to say, that was kind of well done there, peoples. Twister 180 is inbound. Best rate for Twister. John Morris is here. He says, good evening. Remember, you can only fly in groups of 6. That's for using the group mode. We've gone to all players because, well, we like to have all the players here. Just make sure you're on the North Europe server. I would ask that you don't use any third-party aircraft or liveries or skins. I think the Carinado 182 is fine. Annalisa says, all eyes on Twister. Scarlet for him. Scarlet. Lorcan20 is here. He says, hello from Cork. Hello. Hello, Lorcan20. Good evening and happy Monday to you, dude. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Scott says it's much more organised than Saturday night. Saturday night was just... Saturday night got out of hand. Where peoples had partaken in the devil's refreshments. This better be good, Twister. Literally holding up the whole show. No pressure, dude. Darren Sullivan says, we don't talk about Saturday night. Scott Boyce says, roll call, what countries are represented here tonight? Scott is from Texas in the United States. Joseph Gambino says, Brooklyn here. Lorcan says, need to be locked away until my COVID test is back. Well, fingers crossed, my dude. I hope you're feeling okay. I'm in Tipperary. Hello from County Tip. Darren is in Meath. Kenneth in the UK. Philip in Bangor in Northern Ireland. Tam is over in England. Gop is in Nevada. Felipe Albuquerque is here. He's in Portugal. J.E. is in Virginia. Owen Risk is in Austria. Chippy in South Cumbria. E. Core is in the Netherlands. Kenneth is in Birmingham. Sam's over in Canada. That's Canada. Samuel Dye is in Alabama. Sir Blackie from Ireland. Jam Fjord in the UK. Kruger is here. He's over in Dusseldorf in Germany. Gute Nacht. Come on, Twister. You can do it. Erlansky is in County Dublin. 6 Knots is in Meath. Kent is in the Netherlands. Godden near... Is it LSZH? Where's that dude? C35 is in Canada. Keane Lefford's in his house. Paul O'Neill is in Tala. Mac Rich G is now following. Many thanks, my dude. Happy Monday. Jet Tech is inbound as well. It's all happening now, lads. We did right to wait. Come on, Twister, you got this. Keen Rose is in Sligo. Godden is in Zurich. Darren O'Sullivan says, you're a tip man, question mark. Nope. I'm a dub who married a girl from Kildare. I spent a lot of time in Kerry, and now I live in Tip. Merlin Flyer is from London. Yes, London, isn't it? Come on, Twister. You can do it! Corkman from Dublin, says Fugos. Oh, this is looking good. It was worth the wait. Butter, man. Twister, that was butter. Here comes Jet Tech just behind. I can't believe it's not butter. Butter. Welcome to the party, fellas. Hello. I'm still here. But the sim isn't. Was there somebody using a different livery? Interesting. The dancing shoes are ready, says Annalisa. Turn down this crazy music. Okay, chat. By any chance, was someone using a different livery. I don't mind if you wear it, it'll help me in the right direction of trying to figure out where the bugs are. But if you wear it, it's okay. We'll learn from this, as Ronan Cullen has just subscribed. Many thanks, my dude. I won't give out if you use the custom livery. It'll actually help me if you wear, because then I can figure out what the issue was. But sure, we'll see. Murphy, you killed it again. Well, I don't mind, like, if there is someone using a livery, at least then I'll know it's definitely delivery. Otherwise, it's a worser problem and it's a server issue, and that's something I can't fix, which can be super annoying. So let's hope it all works, shall we? I'll have this music. It works. Kenneth says, I changed from the 172 to the Carenado. It could be me. Sorry, Murray1234 has subscribed. Many thanks, my dude. Kenneth, possibly.
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
As Mold Junction has just subscribed as well. Thank you all so very much, my dudes. I appreciate it. Agent I says, killer stream, Murph. Literally. But thank you, my dude. In fairness, it was going so well. Like, it was bound to break at some stage. So it could be either the nameplates, because there's so many of them, and the screen is trying to figure them all out. It could be a custom livery, or it could be a server issue. It's one of those three. Darren says he loves the mug. Mrs. Two-Tone made that for me. Spaceman says the Netherlands. Cool. Yeah, we've so many different people from different places, and I saw the message there from Scott saying a lot of places he's been to, a lot more he'd like to go. Ditto. Onris says, what about generic liveries for multiplayer? Maybe this helps. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to achieve. Scott says, what's the status of getting more of those made? I've ordered some of them, and as soon as they arrive, I'll let you guys know. Because my plan is, I don't want you spending money. So my plan is, I want to give them away on the stream. That's what I want to do. Right. So now the last time this broke, I was able to fix it because Stuart advised me pick a different airport. So I wonder if I do that, will that help? This is my thinking music. We'll leave this on. Seattle, represent, says Jake Body. Okay, General. Traffic, turn off the nameplates for the minute. Darren says they'd sell like hotcakes. Oh no, I'd rather give a few of them away. Dangerous Brian says, Murphy, there's no profit in that. Probably not. But we're lucky that there are a number of donators and subscribers to the channel who support it financially, and this is just a way of kind of giving back. I just need to figure out shipping because, like, you know, they're a mug, right? And they come in a box. And I don't want them breaking. But yeah. Stay tuned and I'll let you know when we can get them. Annalisa says, remember you have a kitchen fund. As Lorcan20 has just subscribed. Many thanks, my dude. So I'm thinking, are we all sure, by the way, Are we 100% certain no one is using a custom livery?
Appreciate the comeback, good buddy.
Team 35 donated 27, holy crap, dude, 99 through the super chat. Many thanks, my dude. I really appreciate it. Thanks very much. Holy humbugs. Cheers. As Duffman has just subscribed. Oh yeah. Pint glasses, says Nick. How about a plastic mug? Yeah, says Mike, we could maybe do that. A lot of bubble wrap shall be needed, indeed. There will be lots. That'll get you a couple of swanky tiles. Tiles? Oh yeah, for the kitchen. I see what you did there. Thank you all so very, very much. There's a guy with a custom livery, but he's not with us. Okay. I see. So, I know what I'm going to do. We just need to figure out what you guys are going to do. So guys, I'm going to do something similar to what I did the last day. I'm not going to take off from the Isle of Man. You guys do. I'm going to jump across from somewhere else. And we should all arrive at the same time into Dublin. If that makes sense to people. And hopefully this doesn't break the sim. I would hope. Well, let's see what happens. Bad Dog says, hi Murph, are you still on part 1 tonight? This is part 3. This is our nighttime approach into Dublin. Tam says, yeah, there's a guy here with an EasyJet livery for 320. Okay, that is helpful. It might help. And at least it says, a rogue outsider. He must be found. Andy Shaw says, what flight planner are you using? Just the in-game one. Right, give it time now, Sim. It appears to be behaving itself. I'll know now in a second. Do. Now, 1 second here. Just need to do a bit of tidying up and make sure that everything doesn't break. What do you reckon? Are we good? A little choppy. Usually if I have chop, it's an indication of doom. What planes did you use? Something similar to a Cessna 172, if you wouldn't mind. So let's see here, shall we? Okay, so for the moment, it appears to be fine. So with that said, Murph, parking brakes off, pedal to the metal, and let's boogie. So, airspeed is alive. There's 50. There's 55. Ooh, bit of wind here. Positive rate. We're climbing nicely. King Leopard says, take 2. It's a bit of a bummer, but like it's if it is the case that it is a different livery, which I'm almost certain it is, and I'd be just bummed out if it was not to do with the liveries, because then I have to kind of keep going through stuff and trying to figure it all out again. So if it is liveries, I'm laughing, because at least then I know what it is. Hopefully it starts behaving itself. We shall see. Right, jump down to our autopilot here. So we're going to go autopilot on, we're going to go nav mode, altitude, get up here, it's 3000. And we're going to climb at 500 feet per minute, because that's just very comfortable for this airplane. Henry Gordon is here. Good evening to you, Henry. He's got to go. We'll see you the next time. So, at the moment, it appears to be okay. I've taken off from an undisclosed location, RAF Valley. Paddock says, I like the way you sing the Dam Busters when you're anxious. It could be anything. So, let's see how this turns out, shall we? Let's go for this nice music again. I like this music. Colonel 4 says, I've learned not to trust the autopilot in either Cessna. I've had one too many runway trim wheels. Or runaway trim wheels, yeah. They can be a disaster. Scott says, the panel, except for the GPS, reminds me of my old Piper. Loved night flights over California. That sounds amazing, dude. Well, hide me here. Kruger, if you can load a default livery, please, my friend. John Morris says RAF Valley is one of the homes to the Red Arrows. Cool. I don't know how this is going to look at night time, guys, the stream quality, but do let me know. Barman says, why not do a private group flight with a couple of default ones and then do one with all the liveries? You see, with the group flight at the moment, you can actually only have 6 members. And I was thinking about doing that earlier on, but I think a big thing with this channel is it's how open all of you guys are to sharing with everyone else. And I have to say, I love that. And then I was saying, okay, well, you know, in time, the online flying, we can just put it to maybe some of the members. But again, that's not really fair on people maybe who just, you know, don't have the means, or, to be honest, may not be interested in subscribing financially. So I like the idea that we keep it free, we keep it open for as long as possible, provided, you know, we don't attract them people, the idiots or idiots. So hopefully it'll work. Don't forget, guys, our tail number, Echo India Victor Oscar India, in recognition to Scott Voigt. He's present here on our chat this evening. Many thanks to Scott for being a supporter of the stream. Really appreciate it, my dude. Patrick Cullen says, maybe have one night dedicated to members. That's a good idea. We'll see how it goes. My own opinion, the more the merrier. The more you guys are here, the happier I am. And that's, I'm being truthful, like I've no agenda. The more guys we can get flying, and the bigger this community can get, and we're all thinking of the same kind of wavelength, that's good for me. Scott says, lol, thank you. You're more than welcome, and thank you. Sticky Rice says, true, raloo. Sticky Rice is warming up for a song, I think. King Lafford, you and Sticky should talk. He's going to be your next Eurovision big hit. As we leave the lights of the Isle of Man, we look out for the lights of the Emerald Isle. Sir Blackula says, think you mean doing a group flight as a test to make sure deliveries that's breaking your game. Ah, interesting. Yeah, that makes better sense. I should have thought of that. Keen Rose says, oh my god, the pilot looks like George Clooney. No. It's just me. Papa Joby says, what's the heading, Murph? If you're going from Dublin, or if you're going from... Dang stutters. Hang on. Lots of stutters. But it's okay. My current heading, D, is 284, is it? 285? Oh, sorry, 284 degrees. Colonel Fork says, I listened to ABBA on 8-track tapes. Dude, we didn't have them over here, we just had cassette tapes. Scott says, ABBA is good from my younger years. Dainty says, at least it's not Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford's great. Granted, he likes landing on taxiways, but let's not mention that right now. The Vidya Crusader is here. He says, good evening, you beautiful people. Good evening, Vidya Crusader. Happy Monday. Scott asks, is your wife watching? She will be shaking her head about now. Scott says, yep, me too. My first in-car was an 8-track, an upgrade from the dealer. How do the 8-tracks work? Like, could you hold an entire album, or was it just kind of different songs on each side kind of thing? Philip Breen says, anyone know the default synchronized heading key? D for Delta, or D for direction. And then the altitude one is B for barrel. Well, Bravo, but barrel. Barometric. Ethan Short is here. He says, I'm back, Murph. I had to catch up on work. What did I miss? Well, I crashed. Well, the sim crashed, but I didn't. I'm just taking off here from Valley in Wales. I'm having a whale of a time. Valley from Wales. And we're flying to Dublin. While the rest of the circus have taken off from the Isle of Man, also heading to Dublin. They were sold as albums, okay. Irish aviators like Swedish music, cool. Ed Reed says, Black Sabbath White Album on 8-track was my first. The first record I ever owned, it was an LP. It was Ray Parker Jr. and the Ghostbusters. My sister gave it to me on my 6th birthday, and I will always remember that. And I played the crap out of that song. Kevin says, I've taken off from Knock. See you in Dublin. See you there, Kevin. Enjoy your flight. Kay Never says, Elton John and ABBA are the best inspiration in music history, as well as Bruce Springsteen. Yeah, I do like a bit of Elton John and ABBA. bit of the Bruce. Ethan Short says, I think I must be the only person of my age collecting vinyls. I know plenty of people over here. Vinyls kind of got huge again. You know, a couple of years ago they just kind of took off. We're in nav mode. We're about 22 minutes away from Dublin. I see you now, Richard Gere. Scott says, my first LP was Bill Cosby. As in the comedian. I mean, Mayim, come on! The izzards with the lizards in your gizzards! Jam Fiora says, you're kidding, the Ghostbusters soundtrack LP was the first record I ever bought. I know, right? Colonel Fork, that's pretty epic. He says, my first CD was the Top Gun soundtrack. Dude. I'm thinking the Highway to the Danger Zone was just absolutely played on all the time. Scott says Queen is epic. Yes, it is. Do you like Queen? I love Queen. Irish Aviator says their stuff is mostly in English, though some are in Swedish. Only mentioning Sweden since ABBA are from there too. Cool. Ethan says, like, I'm 18 and I know no one else who does. Ah, don't worry about Ethan. Vinyl it's huge. And like, don't forget, like, okay, you need to have like, I don't know, digital hearing to understand the difference between a vinyl and an MP3, but you cannot beat the sound of a vinyl. That's my own opinion. I could be wrong. I don't think so. Dangerous Brian says, Murphy, got to go. Thanks to all you guys. I really enjoyed your company on the channel with a great bunch of guys and girls. As Patrick Cullen has become a member. Many thanks, Patrick. Ed Reed, take care of Murphy. He's a habit of breaking things. Dangerous Brian, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And you take care. We'll catch you on the next one. Scott says, Buck number 1, here comes Fat Albert. Colonel Force says, oh, I've played that CD to death over the years. Philippine says, my plane isn't exactly on the GPS line. Nav mode is on, so is that normal? If you're in a Cessna, you gotta make sure you're on GPS and not nav. Tam says, I've got a real nice sunset on my sim. I've taken some screenshots and I'll send them on the Discord later. Cool, nice one. Scott says, yes, also went to the bar where they shot the scene in San Diego. Nice. So many good musicians, absolutely. Dangerous Brian says, Murph, say goodnight to Mrs. Murphy for me. I surely will, Brian. Thank you so much. Hi. Remember that. Darren O'Sullivan says, I'm 19 and I have a few vinyls. See? We're the vinyl people. Shane B is here. He asks, is the Thrustmaster HOTAS Warthog a good stick to use? Hard to configure sensitivity. Hello Shane B, and you're very welcome. The Thrustmaster HOTAS Warthog, in my opinion, is the best flight control, period. Only because you can use it for, you know, airplanes, helicopters, and if you're into your space sims or space flight and stuff. It's extremely durable. The software it comes with is quite good, so I would strongly recommend it. It's expensive, but you're paying for quality. Irish Aviator says, I love Queen and the Iron Eagle teams, especially Chasing the Angels. Cool. Dainty says, good job, I live alone. Spaceman 11 says, every time I turn on autopilot, my plane spins to the ground. That is a known bug, my friend. Looks like you're going to have to hand fly it. Most people say that about Final. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Video Crusader says, shots around the back of the hangar for Patrick. Patrick says, thanks all. Kane Lefford says, for Christmas, how dare I mention the C word in September, or my birthday, I would love to get a record player. Cool. Tam says, I've got a record player and I'm 17. I'm just so fascinated by them. Yeah, they're pretty cool, man. Ethan Short said, do you ever listen to Joy Division, The Smiths, Pixies, or The Cure? The Cure, yes. Pixies, yes. The Smiths, not sure. The Joy Division, no. Don't think I've ever heard of them. Any of you guys like the band The Who? Yes. I've recently started listening to them and I love them. Yeah, Philip, they're fantastic. Philip Breen says, I'm on GPS, so it might be a bug. I'm beside everyone, so all good. Cool. Scott says, not to be confused with the village people. Patrick Cullen says, I'm Paddy 140 in Sim. Nice. Ethan says, I hear. Where have you been all my life? Cop Slayer says, what an awesome sunset. Pretty nice. Shane B says, thanks for your input. I have Wingman Extreme for like 15-20 years. I can't bank without rolling. Game is unplayable. Ah, too bad, dude. I can't wait for the new Star Wars sim to come out. Cool. Neville Johnson asks, hi Murph, I was just wondering what the game is like with 64 gigs of RAM. It's good. It's good. Like, the issues that I have, like, I've been an alpha tester and a beta tester, and I had an early release of this sim. It's never once crashed because of the sim. It's only ever broke because either I've kind of messed around with settings, trying to port different aircraft and doing a small bit of, you know, what I do. And it's only kind of when you change things or make the sim do things it's not necessarily coded to do yet, that's when you start getting into trouble. Oh, and of course Windows updates tend to break it. But that's only if they install incorrectly, if you know what I mean. Steve35 says, the instrument panel looks good at night. Real good. It's a beauty. Danny Doyle's here. Happy Christmas, everyone. Ed Reed says they're called turntables in the talk. Shane B says, I was in Ireland for the first time in November. Can't wait to go back. God's country. We are lucky with our scenery and our people. We're not so lucky with our weather. Chippy says, The Who live at Leeds, one of the best live albums ever. Scott Foy says, Eagles. Hell freezes over concert, just saying. Oh yeah. And studio standards and all brands are the best. Ethan Short says, I have a song suggestion. Check it out. Charlie Doesn't Surf, The Clash. Tom says, 18 minutes away from Dublin, the race is on. I'll make sure I get there first. Philip Breen says, I actually went to Dublin International for the first time about a month ago or so with my dad. Great day watching all the planes. This landing will be a little more special for me tonight. Nice. Jimo says, so far all my flying for the past 4 weeks has been done watching your stream. Mind you, my drinking has gone up a lot. Well, many thanks, Jim. Glad you're enjoying it. It's all in good fun. Kieran says, how many more updates do you think it'll take? This thing is gonna have kind of a love-hate relationship when it comes to updates. The sim, with the next patch they're due to release, Colonel Fork put up an update of patch 2 over on our Discord channel if you guys want to check it out. As soon as they have that patched, they'll have a whole lot of more work to do, and as soon as they have that one patched, and so on and so on and so on. It'll be never ending patching this sim and adding features to it. Like, they're still talking about more features. We have Dublin on the horizon. Joseph Gambino says, Murph, is the RTX 3080 compatible with the i7 8700? Not sure. Scott Voigt says, people in Ireland are the best, roads not so much. I agree. Joseph, I imagine it should be, but if you're using an RTX with an i7 87, it might bottleneck it, but it should work. The i7 is a decent, the 87K, that's a decent processor, like. It's what, 4 years old? Ed Reed says, turntables cartridges were purchased separately for maximum sound. Reed says, Jim mate, I don't think I've done a single flight over. Chippy says, I wish the 152 dome light had a dimmer, it's a bit bright. Ed Reed says, a few more likes. I wouldn't say no to a few more likes. Remember guys, flies spread disease, so keep yours closed. If you're new here, you might consider liking, subscribing, or indeed following to the channel. You're all very welcome to join us on our multiplayer flights. It's kind of a chilled out, relaxed kind of a stream, centered around group flying as best and as much as we can. We like going exploring, we like talking jibber jabber, and it's all in good fun. Ethan asks, does anyone know good ways into a career as a pilot? I was looking for the Air Corps, but I kind of want to go to college. If anyone has advice, appreciate it. I'm in 6th year at the moment. HOTAS has just subscribed. Many thanks, my dude. Really appreciate the support. Ethan, I would say the Air Corps it's a phenomenal way to get experience in flying. And based on the new aircraft that they're buying, mainly with the CASs, you're going to be a shoe-in for an Airbus pilot. But failing that, if you look maybe in the United States, there are a number of ways to get kind of sponsorship for flying. Hello, someone. There's someone flying with us. Joseph says, thanks Scott, Ed and Murphy. No problem, dude. Joe Blow Photo was here. He says, a tad late, but evenings. Good evening to you too, Joe. Happy Monday, dude. Many thanks for joining us. Kate Jones says, I used to have a dog named Dublin. Scott Boyce says, Major Soval, is it? Do you ever just like binge watch Band of Brothers? What is the hold up, Mr. Sobel? Ethan Shore says, thanks Murph, appreciate it. Never heard of the sponsorship in America. I'll have to look into it. Do. Well, hello, Ireland. You're looking nice out there. I'll take you guys in on the scenic tour. Six Knot says we're about 33 nautical miles to go. Good, I'm just approaching Dublin. Gonna do a bit of scenic flying just to show off the fair city of Dublin at night time. Malwa says, did anyone plan to get the new Nvidia 30 cards? I do, but I'm going to wait till after the holidays because demand and price is going to be nuts. Kruger asks, what paperwork are required to fly in Ireland or to Ireland after the 1st of January regarding Brexit? Well, you see, Ireland and the UK have this historical open trading deal. I forget the name of it, but it was designed in the 1950s. So the movement of people should be uninterrupted. The movement of freight only because of their taxes and revenue. And that's what's going to be a bit of a headache. But for people travelling, shouldn't be an issue. Scott says, yep, one day we did the whole series in a day. Started out with breakfast, did lunch and snacks, and finished with dinner in the recliner. It was awesome. Oh yeah. Band of Brothers, what an epic production. Donald Mann says, any more flying after Dublin? Only in our dreams. But there will be on Wednesday. Karen Niles says, have you seen the new Dublin scenery? Yes, I have. Can't show it to you yet, though. Danny Doyle says, Neville Johnson loves you, Murph. Think you should make him your co-pilot. Scott says, yes. Have to try and get it on soon. I've been holding you up is your computer right now. Come on, 3080. Need it. Colonel Fork says, just watched the first 4 episodes of Band of Brothers the other night. Nice. 70-inch TV with surround sound. Crank it up for all the explosions. Oh, yeah. So, a quick kind of tour. This area here is known as Dun Laoghaire. Now, if you saw how Dun Laoghaire is spelt, Colonel Fork would have to educate you on how to pronounce it. Dun Laoghaire, but it's pronounced Dun Laoghaire. As we have South Dublin, beyond Dun Laoghaire you're looking at the likes of, say, Dalkey and Killiney, and some really nice areas down there, all the way down to Shankill, and then of course you're into Wicklow territory, where you have the mountains and Rathnew and Newcastle and so on. Over on our kind of 12 o'clock position, well, we're looking anywhere into kind of Dundrum, I suppose, and further on then it's kind of reaching out towards parts of Firhouse maybe, or certainly kind of Tallaght in the distance there. Over this side, well, we have Dublin City and the River Liffey that travels all the way up. Miguel is here. Hello, Miguel. Greetings to you, my dude. Happy Monday. Andrew Noble 70 is here. He says, hey, Mr. Murphy. Hello, Mr. Noble. Hope you're keeping well, my dude. Danny Doyle says, do you follow any team in the soccer? I used to be a big soccer fan and then it went terrible. But the team I used to support was Man United. But they were back in the good old days of Roy Keane and Gary Pallister and Dennis Irwin, Eric Cantona, Ryan Giggs, Peter Schmeichel and goals. My son, he's big into, well, Juventus and Barcelona and, you know, Messi and Ronaldo. Nelsify says, touch and go in Baldonnell. I don't think I have time. So on this side then you have the port of Dublin, or Dublin Port. So on the north side, you have anywhere from, I think it's the Doyle Shipping Group, and Port Row, and on the south side you have what's the name of them? I think Dublin Containers are in there as well. Back in the late unpleasantness, Dublin, the North Strand, up this neck of the woods, was actually hit with Luftwaffe bombs. Would you believe? Didn't see that one coming. It was known as the emergency. That's our history with the Second World War. Apart from obviously a couple of weather reports we used to give. Continuing further on, as you go on up the River Liffey, the main sites, obviously we have the likes of, you know, the forecourts, the GPO, we have the Spire. As you ramble on out, then you come to Guinness's and Houston Station. Further on out, then you have the Phoenix Park, which is massive. Home of Oris on Uachtaráin, or the house of our presidency. As we continue on out, then you're heading into kind of Inchicore neck of the woods, and out the N4 brings you out through the back of kind of Palmerstown, out to Lucan, and off into the west. If you go by Inchicore, brings you back out to the N7, brings you down the Long Mile Road, Crumlin. Eventually then into kind of Kylemore. Then you can get anywhere from kind of Clondalkin, Ballyfermot, head further south out towards kind of Talla. Then we have Newcastle and Rathcoole and on out towards Kildare, and eventually on out to Limerick. Kirker says, what's the best Irish beer? All of them. They're all equally epic. And each one of them tastes like more. So, Autopilot coming off. Bit of chop, bear with me. As we have Dublin City in all her majesty. Now I'm going to do a landing at a runway that's actually technically closed. But you know the way I like to keep things real. I have to say, Microsoft Flight Sim at night time if you just, like, you know, invent about 25 new swear words, shake your arms vigorously into the air and say curses, the internet will eventually say, oh wait, you're talking to me? Ah, okay. So we're back after the crash. But the sim is good. Holy moly, there's a plane. The sim is good. It was just the, well, the internet kind of said, I'm done. So fingers crossed, it lasts. As I continue to circle around here. The stream is now a bit blurry. Bear with me, guys. We're trying to fix it. Tam says, oh goodness, I can stop dancing. Okay, I think it's behaving itself again. Okay, so we're gonna get ourselves down to the ground here because we gotta show all these guys arriving. So if you guys are just arriving to Dublin, just hold fire for a couple of minutes until I get down. So the runway of your choosing is going to be runway 28 at Dublin. Ethan Short says, Murph, have you heard about the Kilmechanic accident bombed with the Germans in World War II? No, I must look up into that, dude. Let me know how the audio and visuals are working, guys. Nothing like a crash. It It wouldn't be a two-tone Murphy stream without the crash. But I think we held on to most of our viewers, so that's kind of a win situation, don't you think? I should hope. Okay. We're going to make a dodge kind of a landing here at Dublin, because I want to get down to the ground and see all you guys come in for the landing. Philip Breen says, because it's night, I've turned off all the lights, you know, for dramatic effect. Oh yeah, hang on. Lights on. Or lights off for dramatic effect. I like it. Such a shame that you have to go to work tomorrow. Who are you telling? But it's all good. I am lucky. I really like my job as well. So, Malwad says stream very blurry. Refresh, my dude. The internet demons here beside me are telling me that we're getting good KB per seconds, which is always a good indication that we're streaming at speed. The view reminds me of Blue Thunder, 1980s movie. Or is it Blue Steel? I can't do that face. I'll try. Hang on. No. I forgot a crick in my neck. That was sore. Anyway, we're landing at this kind of green, weird-looking place. I'm very much looking forward to the new third-party development of Dublin Airport. I've never used their product before. I always had the Aerosoft Dublin Airport, which is very, very good. But yeah, let's see how this works. Now, technically, runway 34 and 16 are closed. Due to the new workings on the runway, they have construction traffic down the neck of the woods. And in the default, they have 2 control towers here because one just wasn't enough. So it's not very accurate. But that's okay, we'll overlook that. And it's night time, so you can't really see things. Okay. Touchdown at EIDW. Nice, and nice. Not working with the look. Are we surprised? Okay, now, don't break. Turn on traffic gadgets. On. Apply. We're still alive. Now, how is this going to work if we're landing at night time? Oh, here's everyone. Runway 28 is here. This could be good or very bad. I don't know yet. We shall see. Now, should we leave it at night time? Okay, guys, the runway is open. Papa Joe B says, my sim crashed lining up to the airport. That's okay, Papa Joe B. We will catch you on the next one, my dude. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Darren says, daytime would be better. What do you think, guys? Daytime landing? Let's go for pre-evening. Now, it might pause for a second, but don't worry. It'll come back. Here comes Grolly. Here comes Paul. So many planes tonight. Ed Reed, we'll catch you again. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Hopefully see you on Wednesday, my dude. Thank you for all your help and support. And you take it easy out there. And Elisa says, was his landing gear down? We just don't know. But we continue. John Morris says, good night. Thanks for the experience. You take care, John. Many thanks for stopping by. Here comes Walton's. Welcome to Dublin. Cade Míle Fáilte. Fáilte Road. Andrew Noble signing off. You take care, my dude. And we'll hopefully see you on the next one. Here comes Sir Blackie a lot. Brian Sprain says, hey dude, great stream as always. Just waiting on a few more PC parts. I'll see you up there. You too, my dude. Sir Blackie a lot. Very nicely done. Immediately followed by Astro. Here comes SD Bama along with Belbro. A dual landing of sorts. Nice. Runway 28. Uh-oh. You got it, Jet. You can do it. Eugene Dunn, he says, tuned in from Canada. It's good crack. Good evening, Eugene, or good afternoon. Hope you're keeping well, my dude. Happy Monday. Shameless plug time. You guys are new. If you like this kind of content, you might subscribe, you might follow, and you might even hit the like button. Congenial tea with a nice landing. Welcome to Dublin. Scott says, looks like filming from JJ Abram with all the starburst. I know, right? Epic graphics. Here comes 6 knots. The approach is looking good. Nicely done, 6 knots. He made that look way too easy. Here comes Paddy 140. All eyes on you, my dude. Kangaroo petrol. Nicely done. Here comes Fugros and Piet 691. TBM touches down nicely, as does Fugros. Merlin Flyer just behind him. Very nice. Oh, and risk. Makes it look way too easy. Tom official. Nicely done. Erlansky coming in. Smooth as silk. WB is down. Very nicely done. I have to say, guys, your landings are getting very, very impressive. Ethan Char says, I'm heading Murph. Thanks everyone for the great stream. Ethan, thank you so much for all your help, dude. Many thanks for tuning in, and we'll hopefully catch you on the next one. We got a few more dudes to land here. Next up is Phil Breen at a rate of knots, followed by Spaceman 11. Here goes Philip. Looking good. Here goes Spaceman. Looking good. Nicely done. And they're down. Down in front, inbound. 6 Knots says, another great job. Thanks, Murph. My thanks is to you, 6 Knots. You have a great night, and thanks for joining us here tonight. Maybe less cheers for me tonight, says the Video Crusader. It's all good. Time Lord Flight says, great stream. Many thanks, my dude. It's because of you guys we have this awesomeness. Brian says, everyone is using Kerry Gold tonight. Advised Acorn and Chippy Arnold. I can't believe it's not butter. Nicely done, fellas. Merlin Flyer making a pass. Glum Tapestry. And Speedo. Chick Amin is here. Good evening. Merlin Flyer in the 152. The Glum Tapestry coming in. Welcome to Dublin. Mountain Biking Girls coming in. I didn't butcher your name this time. Bit of a hop, skip, and a jump. But you've made it. Welcome to Dublin. After your post-flight briefing, drinks are available in the airport bar. Philip Breen says, bit laggy for me, but I can definitely see I'm improving. 100%. That's what it's all about, guys. Down in front, making another pass. In the Bonanza. Here comes Speedo. I'm off to the Emirates Lounge for a fry. Tam says, thanks for making the stream tonight, Murph. I'm off. See you Wednesday. Tam, you take it easy out there. Many thanks for joining us. Here comes Speedo. It's a high one. And he's down. Made it look real easy. All the madness and the craziness and everything else. Well, guys, what can I say? An absolute charm of a night. It's mountain biking rules. Mountain biking girls. Colonel Fork says, I'm in the Officers Club. It's all good. Oh, that was a hoot. To one and all, thank you all so very, very much for sticking through the crash. We had a great flight tonight. To recap, we took off from Enniskillen, flew over to Newtownards, then the Isle of Man, and then back to Ballya or Dublin. And it's been crazy. My thanks as always for all the supporters, the donators, the subscribers, everyone who gave a like in the video, everyone who kept us busy in the chat. It's been an amazing night, great crack. Thank you all so very, very much for joining me here tonight. And yeah, our next plan shall be a stream on Wednesday night. Until then, look after yourselves, stay safe. Don't forget our Discord is open. I'll throw that in there now. Feel free to jump over there and check out some stuff. And I'll try not to hit the button I pressed last week when I finished. It said stream starting. It's a rookie mistake. I hate to see it. Anyway, go home now. Go to bed. Wish away with you. We'll see you soon, guys. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.